Hey everyone, welcome back. If your printer has been behaving a little quirky lately, or if you've been waiting for a firmware update that actually improves daily printing instead of just adding hidden changes, today is your lucky day. Because yesterday, a brand new custom firmware V1.1.0 dropped, and this update brings some seriously meaningful improvements. Today we're going to walk through what changed in V1.1.0, why this update is important, the brand new filament configuration tool, what you must do after upgrading, how to move purge lines out of your print area, automatic adaptive bed meshing, and finally fixing those annoying z-axis issues some users reported. So grab a coffee or let your printer finish that 12-hour print and let's jump in.
9, 6, 9. 8, 6, 9.
Now at first glance you might think, okay, version update, cool, but this update is actually bigger than it looks. The biggest change is that this custom firmware is now based on top of the stock firmware V1.1.0. In normal human language, that means all improvements from the official firmware release are now included inside the custom firmware, and that brings stability improvements, performance fixes, internal optimization, compatibility improvements, and many small fixes you don't necessarily see, but you feel while printing. So prints become smoother, failures become less common, and your printer behaves more consistently. Basically, your printer gets a software gym membership and comes back stronger. Let's talk about one of the biggest quality of life improvements. Previously, managing firmware settings often meant manually editing configuration files, which is fine until you typo something and your printer suddenly thinks it's a blender. To fix this, the new release introduces a completely custom-made firmware configuration tool, accessible directly through your browser. Just replace IP with your printer's address. This tool lets you manage firmware settings more easily without digging through config files. So now, settings are easier to manage, changes are faster, and mistakes are less likely. This is especially great for users who aren't comfortable editing configs manually. But there is an important detail you need to know. Because the configuration structure changed, your previous config file extended.cfg has now been renamed to extended2.cfg. And when you first boot after upgrading, a brand new config file is generated with default settings, meaning your old settings are not automatically carried over. So you have two options. Option 1, manually migrate settings from extended.cfg to extended2.cfg. Option 2, reconfigure everything using the new firmware config tool. Yes, it takes a bit of time, but once done, managing settings becomes much easier in the future. Think of it like reorganizing your workshop. Annoying today, nicer forever after. Let's solve something many of you have complained about. If you print large models that use most or all of the build plate, sometimes the printer lays purge lines inside the printable surface. Then your print head runs over them, and suddenly your beautiful print starts climbing over plastic spaghetti. Not ideal. So a macro was created that moves purge lines to the back of the plate, outside the printable area. Even better, this macro overrides the original purge macros, meaning you don't need to change slicer settings. This is how you install the macro. Download the provided CFG file, keep the file name unchanged, drop it into extended clipper folder, restart firmware. Done! From now on, Purge lines stay out of your way. No more plastic speed bumps. Next improvement, adaptive bed meshing. Previously, enabling adaptive meshing required manual steps. You had to send commands, then start the print through menus with heated meshing enabled, which is automation with extra work. Users rightfully complained. Good news? That's fixed. With the new G-code update, adaptive bed meshing now runs automatically through your slicer. You start a print and printer heats up, bed mesh adjusts automatically, printing begins. No manual intervention required. Adaptive bed mesh finally behaves like automation should. Some users experienced occasional Z-axis inconsistencies. Symptoms included slightly layer height issues, random surface artifacts, minor height shifts. Turns out this can be fixed with two simple adjustments. Find the printer.cfg file and then look for max_z_axle 500 and then change the value of 500 to 300. This reduces aggressive Z movements and improves consistency. Now you also should increase Z motor current. Change that to 0.85 amps. This helps prevent skipped steps and improves Z stability. Together these tweaks significantly improve print reliability. Here's a practical order to upgrade smoothly. 1. Flash the firmware. 2. Let extended 2.cfg generate. 3. Reconfigure settings via firmware config tool. 4. Install Purge macro. 5. Apply Z-axis adjustments. 6. Run a calibration print. 7. Enjoy smoother prints. Taking an extra 15 to 20 minutes here saves hours of frustration later. So overall, Firmware V1.1.0 brings stronger base firmware, easier configuration management, cleaner purge handling, automatic adaptive bed meshing, Z-axis stability improvements. It's one of the most practical updates we've had in a while. And once set up, daily printing becomes smoother and more reliable. CFG files and download links are in the description below. If this video helped, hit like, subscribe, and let me know how the update works for you. And remember, a calibrated printer is a happy printer. See you in the next video. Bye!